You can give me a tea.
A tea?
Yeah. Let's get on this tea train.
Oh my gosh, this is actually, they have the dessert section. It's a butterscotch blondie.
What?
It's like Tivana. I'm not even joking. I spend so much money on tea. Like,
I have my tea bag and my... Well, that sounded wrong. I have my tea. That just got on there, didn't it?
Whose face? I'm just asking.
You're listening to 834's award-winning podcast, The Happy Hour Hustle. We offer listeners the chance to experience the musings, or ramblings, depending on how many glasses of wine she's had, of the one and only Kimberly J. Bodie as she interviews notable clients, upstanding community members, and random passerby. Nominations and awards pending.
Welcome to the second edition of the Happy Hour Hustle. So for all of our listeners out there, I think the three that have subscribed, thank you for coming back. Today we have CJ DeVries, one of my most favorite people ever. I have to say that now every time.
Yeah, I feel like you might be saying that to other people too.
I am, probably, but I just wanted to set you up for some success here. So, you are from GRNow.
Yes, I am.
And today I want to talk a little bit about obviously what GRNow does, which most people should know within this community, but also just your journey as a business owner, from one badass woman to another. I just called myself that. Do you see how I snuck in a compliment for myself?
You know what?
Yeah,
I read all the books. They tell us that we're allowed to do that
I feel like
now.
we're allowed to say that. So, but I do. I want to talk a little bit about that challenge, like navigating that, in today's world, the struggles that you face as a business owner, all of that stuff. So if you can just give an overview of what GRNow is, give your little pitch, your elevator
absolutely.
Speech.
Well,
wait, I first have to ask you what your favorite drink is.
My favorite drink, probably, okay, I'm just a vodka and soda drinker. I absolutely love Kettle One vodka.
Really?
And
Kettle One?
I know, I do. And everybody tries to push Tito's on me. And I'm like, get away from the Tito's.
I know,
I'm like, Kettle One and
Where's
soda.
Kettle One made? Do you know?
I have no clue.
I just always know that Tito's is made in, I think Texas or something? I don't know. Somewhere here in the
Tito's
U.S.
came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden, everybody seriously wants me to drink it.
That's some great marketing.
It is. It's amazing marketing.
Okay, now back to you. What's GRNow?
Yep, GRNow is a local events and entertainment guide, and we also talk about restaurants. We pretty much are a blog, but very niche specific to Grand Rapids area, and we go as far as the Lakeshore sometimes too. We like to showcase all the cool fun things that are happening, and we don't like to get too serious with things. We make fun of ourselves a lot.
I can respect that.
If you watch all of our videos and things like that, but overall it's just a great way to again showcase Grand Rapids and all of its glory.
So now you guys put out so much content.
Oh, thank you.
It has to be slightly exhausting. And I know you've assembled a pretty kick-ass team, but, what are your goals? What do you hope to accomplish, with GRNow? Because GRNow is a relatively new endeavor for you.
Yes, it's a new endeavor for me, but it's been around for 11 years, so that's where the branding, that's why we came in and we wanted to buy out the past owner. But with GRNow, it's been hard as far as we're talking about like our strengths and weaknesses type of thing. All the content that comes out is actually done by a virtual assistant and myself.
Wait, what's virtual assistant?
A virtual assistant is, if you go to Upwork.com, you can get different people from across the world to do different projects for you. And it's just different price-based.
Can I get somebody to manage my calendar?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
I have an assistant that manages all my emails and everything like that. So I've tried to really bring a lot of things just online versus having to have like staff meeting after staff meeting. I do have liaisons out in the community because honestly, I can't be everywhere, and I'm not in love with fashion. I'm not in love with sports. So like I have people that are.
And food.
Yep. And Jenny with the good eats, she writes for us.
We
I
all
love her to
so
death.
much.
Oh my gosh, if you follow her social media.
Is she now a chef? Now she's going to school to be a chef, and she's like a nurse.
She
everything.
just got her a master's degree, and now she's going back to culinary school because there is a severe lack of female chefs in the area.
Really?
So she's really on the forefront of that. I'm very impressed with her.
Whatever.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. That's about being a business owner, is
Right.
by having people that have strengths that you don't have around you and like appreciating that. So
That's a really good point, is surrounding yourself with people that are smarter than you. And that's something that scares a lot of business owners. I remember coming into, when I started 834, I thought, there's so many things I don't understand. And you see now from the team I've assembled, I have an entire digital team that understands that. I don't understand that. Actually, talking about digital, I want to talk a little bit about the data.
Yes.
Because everything you do is online, and you have advertisers, and you've got videos and giveaways and all of these things. Like, how important is that data, and what does that data tell you?
Well, it's everything. I mean, it's the most important part of our business. Like, if we can't showcase, that's one thing I've had a hard time with in West Michigan, is the fact that people still think print is awesome, which is, I still think it has a place, and I love it.
If it's tied to digital.
If it's tied to digital, but we cannot charge the same prices that print can, even though they can't showcase numbers
more
like
value.
we have to
Agreed.
showcase. So that's been a big challenge of getting people to actually put dollars up for things. But I mean, like some of our videos, we've reached 80,000 people with just simple videos we put up. And I mean, we're making it on our iPhone. And again, we've talked earlier before the podcast about some like little tips and tricks that I have too, which we can always discuss that later. But yeah, it's just about always finding out the new things and trying to be ahead of like the traditional game.
And then figuring out how to integrate them into the business. So, it makes
Absolutely.
your life easier, but also then you're putting out even better quality content.
Exactly.
What was I going to ask you? What keeps you up at night?
Oh my gosh, Pinterest? No, I'm just kidding. Some really weird videos, right?
Cat videos?
No. Yeah, cat videos all the time, or like owls. I'm really into owls right now for some reason. Okay, what keeps me up at night is thinking that our advertisers are not going to be satisfied with our work, and that to me, I feel like we're always going above and beyond,
Yep.
and I just feel like we can never. I'm just done is better than perfect. I understand that, but I still want that perfect.
Do you think that's part of being a woman a little bit?
I do, and I also just think it's like we're just control freaks.
Yeah.
I'm a control
Amen
freak.
to that.
I mean, that's why, like, the virtual assistants, at least with those, I have more control over them versus the staff I
Right.
had in-house, because I feel like I have a problem with conflict, and again, that might be a female thing where I'm like, I want to still be kind of a softer person, but I still have to put my foot down about things, and that's hard.
You want to be liked.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's like that's what we naturally want. Even
Oh, gosh.
we project like that we're kind of like, hard asses. That's not, I mean, we want people to like us. We want
Yeah.
people to love us. We want people to be drawn to us. But I think the hard part, at least for me, when you're a business owner, is having to put the business first before I think some of those relationships, because you have to do what's best for the business, or you don't have staff, or you don't have clients, or
Exactly.
the list
Actually,
goes
the
on.
most important part of my business is saying no. So
Right.
it's because it's hard.
Yeah.
I don't want to, falter on something else. If it's usually my fault if I can't say no.
Talk a little bit about some of the segments you do. So I just watched one that Jenny did at Savangard, which they're expanding, which is very cool. So shout out to them.
Yes.
Yay, GR. What are some of the other ones you've done? You did one actually for one of our clients where you profiled some of their products, which was huge for them. I mean, they got a ton of likes from that. They got a lot of exposure. We saw a huge spike in like all the the social media analytics and all of that. So, but anyway, go back to your
Maybe we're talking about RX
Yes.
Optical. Yeah, that's too funny. I was like racing my brain. I'm like, we work with so many wonderful clients of yours. We have. What I do is I look nationally to see what's popular. So I'm going to go back to the 80,000 people reached on the one video.
Yeah.
That was Moscow Mule, a giant one from Steel Cat Bar, and I noticed that nationally, Insider.
People like to drink.
Yeah, people love to drink. Yes, absolutely.
Not just us here.
And vodka and soda for me. But what I've noticed is, if we take what's happening nationally and put it on a smaller scale here in Grand Rapids, it really goes, I call it hyper-local viral. I don't know if that's a thing. I'll coin it.
Yeah, I think you should. Let's trademark it right now.
Absolutely. But I also think that telling the interesting, the fun, fresh, relevant stories from local businesses is kind of, that's what people want to know.
Right. That's they want to see the personal side of it, the human element.
Yes, humanizing businesses is definitely top tier for us.
Okay, so what is your biggest challenge running a business that's digital based?
Again, staffing, because
Well, being in entertainment too, your hours are not 9 to 5.
Oh no, they're not. They're not. And people actually, you know what's so funny? They think that I'm everywhere, and I feel like I'm not. Like I was holed up in my house for 2 days straight. Like luckily you came and asked me to come out.
I was like, please.
I like came out like a vampire, like with my cape on. I mean, you can't see me right now, everyone listening,
don't worry,
but I'm pretty
picture.
flaily right now. But yeah, so is that what it is?
So how can people in the community help? Because I know you and I talked a little bit about, those that are looking for writing experience, or those that, like, even I personally think, like, hello, college graduates or college students, like, they should be reaching out to you because they're out in the community. So while they're out there, why not write a piece? Why not cover a new band? Why not, the more content, the better. And that's a great piece for them in their portfolio.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, we've worked really closely with GVSU with Frank Blossom. He's amazing.
He is amazing.
If you do need interns, go through him because he's set me up with some wonderful kids. College students, sorry. They're not kids anymore.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I turned 32
old,
and now all of a
so-
sudden college students are kids to me. I think that, if anybody wants to write for us, feel free to pitch us. I mean, again, we can't be everywhere, and I don't have the passion that other people have about specific things. So definitely CJ at GRNow.com.
Did you almost forget your email address?
I did. I've got you probably understand. I actually have another business, or 5 actually other businesses, and so my emails are ranged.
What? You're
I don't
a
even
serial
know.
entrepreneur too?
Gosh, yeah. It's kind of a maddening thing that I love to do. We just start a new business up every year, I'm sure.
But I think that, you know what's so funny is I think that is something that I feel most comfortable in chaos. When I'm surrounded by chaos, I feel like the most motivated and driven and productive.
Yes, we strive in crisis situations, or I mean, we're just good at it. Yeah, I know. That's why I told my husband, I'm like, it's going to be 2018. What's our new business going to be for next year?
Yeah, what do you want your new business to be?
Well, I think I want to expand my my promotional staffing marketing company. We work with Proximo currently, but we've been approached by a couple other brands.
Gosh, that's right. When I very first met you years and years and years ago, we were having a drink out in the JW patio, and I remember that's how I met you.
And you had a giant bruise on your leg.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, because I was mountain biking and I completely about killed myself.
This is the biggest bruise I've ever seen on anybody.
It was huge. It's a miracle
gigantic.
that I survived. I almost impaled myself, but here we are. I'd love to tell a story.
Memories.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we're gonna do. Oh wait, no, I want to ask you, what do you love most about GR?
Oh,
sorry,
man.
Alex says I can't get that close to the microphone.
Grand Rapids. Okay, well, if you don't know, I'm a transplant to Michigan. I moved up here in 2000 from northern Florida. And
wait a second, where in northern Florida?
Lake City. I'm actually from the same place Tom Petty was from.
What?
I know.
I thought he was from Illinois. No, that's John
he's
Cougar
from
Mellencamp.
Gainesville.
Oh,
yes, and he actually
interesting.
even makes reference to Lake City, where I'm from, in some of his
Except
songs.
now he's dead.
So, I know.
I
love Tom
anyways,
Petty,
so anyway, GR, back to GR.
So whenever I moved here for Grand Valley, I just came to the downtown area. I mean, there wasn't much going on. I mean, some tumbleweeds here and there. But I just really fell in love with how the big city but small town feel. And over the course of 5 or 6 years, just being here, it's just the boom happened.
Crazy, isn't it?
And I think what I like so much is exploring things that, I day in and day out, I have to do things in Grand Rapids. And whenever I find something new that's been here for a long time, new to me, I get excited. So I think there's not a particular thing in Grand Rapids. It's just Grand Rapids as a whole. And I feel like we, right now, we can make Grand Rapids whatever we want it to be. And I'm seeing a big shift with just being inclusive of cultures. And that's on the forefront of my mind daily with GRNow. We were talking about, there's a Jewish event that we are spotlighting on, our WZZM segment, because, before we were just talking about the generic events,
right.
But now we're talking more about the Grand Rapids area Black businesses. The Asian culture around the area is expanding, and educating us on what exactly.
Well, and that's how we make the changes, though, and that's how we turn a spotlight on that stuff. Is
exactly.
If we're talking about it, and you have that platform to do it, and for you to do that is an incredibly responsible community responsibility thing, whatever it's called. That's just awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I like you too.
Smoke up here in a lot, but seriously though. Yeah, I remember GR too. When I first moved out here, and I lived in Allendale, out in the suburbs, like on a farm. No one's surprised by that. But I just remember, we just recently I've had conversations with people that have approached me that live in Chicago, and they don't even have ties to Grand Rapids, but they want that what you just described, that feel. They want like to feel like they have the big city options, but the small city like feeling.
Yeah, we're clean and safe, and
Right?
it's awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, this is our rapid fire round. I've never done this
okay.
before, but I'm very excited. So you have
Okay.
to say the first thing that comes to mind. It doesn't even have to be relevant to what I asked you.
Don't curse, CJ.
Yeah, I've already done that, so I think we're okay now. Okay, favorite breakfast place?
Sundance.
Oh, nice. Favorite coffee shop?
Oh shoot. Deja Brew.
Where's
See, I
that?
know.
Where's
Yeah,
Deja Brew?
it's actually over off the Beltline. It's where Click used to be. A patron went in there and he found out that they were going to close down, and he bought the location. So he kept
Have
it
you
alive.
told that story? That's awesome.
Yes, I did. We actually have the blog post up about
Okay,
it,
you'll
so.
have to send that to me so I can include it when we post this. Favorite book?
Oh, it's got to be The Art of Not Giving a F-U-C-K.
Oh, thank you for spelling it. No one will, for all the children that listen. What is the name of your animals?
One's Cleo, one is Little One, and I
Did you
think that's
forget the
it.
other one?
I think that's it. Well,
Do you
because
have a fish
I
we're
feel
maybe
like,
not mentioning?
Well, we live on the lake, so there's a lot of spiders that are allowed
Oh.
to stay, but we're on
Oh.
this thing where don't come into the room or else you're gonna die. So
Oh, well, I don't know what
come
that
in.
means.
Don't come
but
into my bedroom.
Let's
so.
not visit CJ. Favorite band?
Oh, you know what? I would have to say Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Oh,
Yep, that's why it was so important to me to learn that about Tom
favorite
Petty.
movie?
I have no clue. Neil Stryker and the Tyrant of Time.
What? Never even heard of it.
Yes,
That's another
watch it.
discussion.
Watch it.
Favorite marketer?
Marketer as far as person?
Yes.
Well, it's
I'm
gotta be
fishing.
you.
I'm
It's gotta be
fishing
you,
here.
Kim. It's gotta be you.
Gosh. All right. And how do people get a hold of you?
You can friend me as just friends on Facebook, CJ DeVries, or you can go to GRNow, has Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and CJ
Everything.
at grnow.com.
Do you guys have Snapchat too?
We don't yet.
Yeah, I don't either.
I want to be consistent on the other things before
Yeah,
we
right. And Snapchat is
before
taking
we
a lot of
filter
time.
everything.
All right.
So,
Well, cheers, everyone, and thank you for joining us, CJ.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time. Yay.